Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So just to get right into it, I want to talk about my goals and style intentions for 2025. I made a video just like this last year where I outlined about 10 intentions that I had the best of intentions of keeping. A lot of them I did, and I saw a lot of improvements in my habits and mindsets around my style and shopping. And in 2025, I want to see if I can take it a bit further. So in this video, I'm going to go through all of my style intentions for the year, the systems and habits I'm going to be building so that I can actually achieve them and make them part of a lifestyle instead of them just being a goal. And I'm going to tell you which of my intentions I didn't really stick to in 2024 and why that might be. I really want to be able to build a lot more intentionality and a lot more freedom and play around my style and my wardrobe this year. And I feel like that's going to be a nice through line to think about with all of these intentions. So I hope this video gives you some inspiration as to what to think about when you're setting your own style or shopping goals for the year. And if you're looking to curate your life a little bit more, be more intentional about your purchases, or if you're interested in doing a no buy or low buy challenge, I also wrote a journal all about it. This is my minimalist-ish journal. Your guide to buy less, live better, and find more joy in what you already have. It's full of a ton of practical prompts, goal-setting tools, trackers, and planners to help you really have a successful and sustainable no-buy or low-buy challenge throughout your year, or if you just want to sort of curate and declutter your life a little bit more. It's available for pre-order now with a nice freebie to anybody who does pre-order, and if not, it's going to be available anywhere you buy your books on February 18th, 2025. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave it all down below for you. Style intention number one, which is one that I feel like I stuck to a lot better in 2024, and I want to continue to refine that in 2025. And that's the idea of focusing on styling over shopping. There's a great quote I like to think about from Alison Bornstein where she says, "We don't need more clothes, we just need more ideas." And I absolutely love that quote because it's true. But I feel like in the culture of TikTok and fast fashion and just keeping up with the Joneses and this constant trend cycle that we're always chasing, it feels like we're always kind of one step behind. And there's a lot of looming pressure to buy just that one more thing to have your style be perfect, when I don't think that's necessarily true. Of course, it's fun to add things to your closet and to allow your style to evolve and expand and play around with it. But buying more clothes all the time in order to achieve that style evolution doesn't necessarily teach you how to use your clothes and wear your clothes. That comes with styling. And honestly, I find that can come from constraints. That's why doing things like dopamine detoxes, low buys, no buys, shopping freezes for a little while, all that can be a really positive and helpful thing to sort of force you to use what you already have and get to know it a little bit better. But I think it does require a little bit of work and intentionality to build the habit of thinking about styling first. This is why I do all those videos where I recreate Pinterest outfits or outfits that inspire me, because it always reminds me that I don't necessarily need to buy that exact thing to get the vibe and the feeling of the outfit that I'm inspired by. So I feel like I've done this pretty well in 2024 and in past years, but I feel like a way to refine that even more is to, one, get off of social media a little bit more. But I think it can require just maybe some active, dedicated time to spending time with your clothes. Whether that be an extra 10 minutes in the morning to find an inspiration photo and trying to recreate it, or laying out your outfit the night before. I think the key here is dedicating that time to essentially building that styling muscle to teach you how to wear your clothes. And when you know how to do that, I think you learn so much more about what you like and what you don't. And anything that you do buy that you'll bring in is going to feel so much more aligned and considered with the clothes you already have, and you're going to know what to do with it. So yeah, let's just have some fun getting dressed. Number two is a little bit more personal to me, but I have a goal to wear everything in my wardrobe at least once this year. And my intention around this is just to make sure that every piece in my wardrobe gets some wear and some attention. Last year I thought that I could achieve this by doing little mini 10 by 10 capsule wardrobes, but actually I found that to be pretty restrictive. 10 days out of a month is a pretty long time, and I found that it was actually making me wear a lot of my clothes less. So I think this year I kind of just want to go one by one through my wardrobe, go piece by piece, and almost like sequentially go through my closet, because there's definitely pieces that I reach for more often than others, and some of my clothes I feel like kind of get neglected. So this is something I think I'm going to be documenting on Instagram and TikTok on more of my short form content, and I'll just be styling outfits out of my own closet pretty much every single day. So if you want to follow along, I'll leave all my social links down below. But I think it's going to be kind of fun. And with this, I feel like it'll be a nice way to decide if I want to keep something in my closet in real time rather than waiting for my quarterly declutters and seasonal switchovers. I'm kind of excited about this. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next, we are expressing gratitude for what we already have. Yes, I love the idea of focusing on style and wardrobe and intentional shopping, intentional living, all of that stuff. But the other things I have really been focusing on is myself, my mind, and my attitude. I've picked up journaling again. I've been meditating for 60 seconds every day. We're going to slowly up that as we go throughout the year. I've also been doing things like trying to complain less and express more gratitude. Why? Because I feel like it's so easy to focus on the negative, and there's just so much going on in our heads all of the time. And to build those habits up, for me, I have been using Aura, who I'm so grateful, see what I did there, are sponsoring today's video. I've worked with Aura many times before on this channel, and they are truly one of my favorite apps with a ton of resources to help you with wellness, sleep, stress management, anxiety, kind of the whole thing. There is a ton to choose from the Aura content library, like guided meditations, sleep stories, cognitive behavioral therapy, and in my case, meditation and daily gratitude. When you download the app, it'll ask you a bunch of questions so you can customize your experience by focusing on things that you struggle with or that you want to improve. And for my playlist, I chose a 30-day mini meditation challenge. I didn't want to be too overwhelmed by this, so I started small. Everything in my daily meditation playlist is super short, so there's not a lot of pressure, and I can just kind of get in and out, but still benefit from doing the practice and building it over time. So thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. I think it really can be a game changer in your daily wellness routine of whatever it is you want to work on this year. And if you want to join me on your own 30-day challenge, you can get started completely for free, where the first 500 people to click the link in the description will get a free trial plus 25% off your Aura subscription. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring this portion of the video, and let's get back into it. Prioritize shopping in person first. And I did this quite a bit more than I really ever have in 2024. So I want to continue that into the new year and ideally make it my main way of shopping. I'm primarily an online shopper, and in many ways it's very convenient. I enjoy it, but in many other ways I find it actually makes me a lot more anxious, and I tend to overconsume a lot easier when I shop online versus in person. So I find I'll see something online and I almost tend to fixate on it, where I just like can't get it out of my head until I buy it. I feel like in order to make a good decision when it comes to shopping, I need to be able to see it, feel it, and try it on. I was shocked this year when I did go out shopping in person, how easy it is for me to walk away from something. And I think it's because when I do go shopping in person, I do get that tactile feel. I get to feel the quality. I get to try it on. I get to inspect it to see if it's made well. And I almost kind of get that shopping craving out of my system just by kind of going out and window shopping and trying things on in person. And the other thing I really enjoyed about this is that you kind of make a day out of it. It has to be something that, you know, we kind of plan ahead of time. It has to be something that's a bit more intentional. That way it also sort of keeps shopping as a leisure activity rather than one that we do out of boredom or to fill time, which it's so easy to do that and fall into that rabbit hole when you're shopping online. So I'm looking forward to shopping in person a lot more this year. And in a kind of ironic way, I feel like it'll help me actually shop less and buy less this year by doing that. Shopping secondhand first. I'm really happy with the amount of secondhand shopping that I did this year. I feel like I kind of learned how to secondhand shop and just do it a little bit better and kind of know what it is I like and what it is I want. And it's something that I'm going to be continuing into 2025 and building upon that habit. I want to also couple this with shopping in person because I did primarily shop secondhand online last year, mostly on places like The Real Real, a little bit of SDR Collective, and on places like Poshmark and Depop. But I just think the idea of shopping secondhand and in person too helps you kind of curate a closet full of sort of one-of-a-kind special pieces that all have a story behind it. They all have an experience behind it. And I think it's one of the most sustainable ways to consume fashion. No more basics. I don't need any more. I have a lot of my classic wardrobe basics and staples covered. The things that I want to be adding to my wardrobe from here on out are more of what are called had to haves. These are pieces that you have a really emotional connection with. They definitely align with my style and my style words, but there's just something a little bit interesting to them. So for example, things that have a bit more sculpture to them or texture, or just feel a bit more dramatic and interesting. It doesn't necessarily all have to be a statement piece that I add, but it's just got to be different from what I already own. And I think a much bigger way to continue to do dopamine detox months. So essentially doing no buy months. I did several of these in 2024 and they were actually really, really great. It was nice to take intentional breaks away from shopping so that I could focus on what I owned more and also just build other habits that I wanted to build that had nothing to do with shopping. And if you want to do this, although a month is typically recommended, you can also just do like no spend days or no spend weeks and just focus that time on using what you've got, decluttering, spending time on other hobbies and things you want to do that's other than shopping. I think it's just great to take a full-on intentional detox from those things and do it from a mindset that is more abundant rather than scarce. If I do decide to go shopping, I think I'd rather focus more on accessories rather than clothing. If I did learn anything in 2024, it's that accessories can really make or break an outfit. So things like jewelry, belts, bags, sunglasses, things like that, all can really take an otherwise basic outfit to another level. And I feel like it's also a way that you can really implement your personality into your style. So if you do feel like something's missing in your wardrobe, maybe do a double take and see if it's actually an accessory that would serve your closet better rather than a piece of clothing. And I did like a bit of an audit of the clothes that I did wear in 2024, the ones that I reached for more, the ones that I didn't reach for at all. And one overarching theme that I really noticed is that I didn't really get a whole lot of good rotation out of my shoes. And I think it's because I live a fairly practical and pedestrian lifestyle. I walk everywhere, I commute everywhere. I just tend to lean into more of my sneakers and my more comfortable shoes, which I think is fine. And I feel fine in them. But basically, I just want to bring my cute shoes to work with me. I do need to wear practical shoes when I'm doing that. I'm not going to be running around Toronto in stiletto heels or anything, but instead I am just going to bring the shoes that I actually want to wear with my outfit to work with me. So this does require maybe a little bit of outfit planning, which will flex the muscle of styling over shopping. It will help me get rotation out of all my clothes and get at least one wear out of all my clothes. So I feel like this habit and this intention kind of weaves in with all the other ones we've talked about so far. And I'm just gonna be wearing my cute shoes and I'm excited about it. Next is no more dupes, as in buy what you actually want. I just find whenever I compromise on this rule when it comes to my shopping, then I'm never really fully satisfied and I just end up still searching for the original thing and buying it. I'm just sticking to get what it is you want. If you have to wait for it, then it means you have to wait. But good things come to those who wait. So in the end, it's probably worth it. Which brings me into my final intention of 2024, and that is to focus on pieces and not brands. I think my rule about no dupes actually comes from the fact that I feel like I tend to focus on a brand rather than the thing itself. And this is a mindset that I'm trying to unlearn because a lot of the times like name brand things aren't necessarily better than the generic or dupes or anything like that. And there's been this whole kind of scandal that got blown up in 2024 of luxury brands essentially being fast fashion. So it's a question of whether or not the quality actually meets the cost, and sometimes it doesn't. I kind of want to steer away from focusing on brands itself and instead focusing on things like quality and design first, which I think could be achieved by having kind of generic items on my wish list. So rather than saying I want these Alaya red ballet flats, I'd rather start to learn to focus on the qualities of things that I'm looking for in that piece. So instead I'd say I want a pair of pointed toe red flats with silver hardware in patent leather. So focusing on the piece itself, the quality, the design, the characteristics that I'm looking for, instead of the brand itself. And that way it kind of also avoids duping myself into buying the brand name where a dupe probably could have been better. But I'm not breaking my no dupes policy because I didn't know it's a dupe to begin with. Do you get what I'm saying here? You get my train of thought? It makes sense in my head. So those are all of my style intentions and habits that I'll be building around my closet and consumption habits in 2025. I hope those gave you some good ideas to think about for your own wardrobe, and let me know down below what some of your style intentions are for this year. Thanks so much for watching. If you got some value from this video, give it a thumbs up. YouTube says that you'll probably like this video, so watch that next. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.